Welcome back, everyone. We're getting closer and closer to discovering who's going to be lifting that VC Poker Cup trophy at the end of this final. Let's get straight back to the table.
That's the prize, the VC Poker Cup. They want the prize, they want the prestige, and they're playing for 100 grand. They're both guaranteed 100. The winner will leave with £200,000.
Well, Tony, the question is he going to be raising on the button every time? Or is he going to be limping and trying to take cheap flops and outplay Rolf without making each pot too expensive?
What a big 35. First hand that is. In the heads up.
40.
40.
Tony really wants the action. He's made a very small raise here.
Total is 40,000. 20,000 more for horse. And the horse point.
Well, Rolf, you can't blame him for calling with that hand. Very, very playable heads up, but Tony really is in charge. Oh, and that's a horrible, horrible flop for Rolf. He's flopped the top pair, Tony's got the over pair. It could all be over in one hand.
Look at the respective sizes of them. If it was boxing, it would be no competition. But Tony Bloom is the heavyweight when it comes to poker.
And I think that Rolf is trap checking here. He may not know where he is, he may be being cautious, but it's not like he's ever thinking about putting the hand down. The only thing going in his favour is he's tended to just call with these. But with the size of these bets, there's nothing much he can do to escape except hit a card. And it looks like he's thinking about coming over the top.
Race.
Raise. $80,000 more.
Another 80,000.
Well, Rolf is saying to Tony, if you guessed what it is yet, mate. But Tony is not thinking about putting his kings down. He may decide there's enough in there just to move now and not let Rolf catch up cheaply. He knows Rolf has got some of this. If he's got two pair, good luck to him, he's thinking, because I'm not putting down my kings.
I'm all in. Only re-raise all in.
Well, he may be up against the only player who would put down this Queen Jack against Tony Bloom. Rolf is certainly going to give it a lot of thought before he sticks his chips in. Very hard to escape, and he will have outs if he calls. He's losing to ace queen or king queen. He's obviously losing to an overpair. He is capable of putting it down.
What a heck.
What the heck, he says.
We got heads up. Kings, pocket kings.
His reaction says it all. He knows he needs some luck now.
Jack Queen.
Pair of queens for Rolf and
Hearts,
pair of
Jack
kings
Queen. Hearts,
for
Jack
Tony.
Queen. Good luck, guys.
Rolf needs another queen or a check for a second pair. Let's see the turn card.
Or runner for a straight or flush.
Jack.
And it's a check.
Would you believe it?
Tony's got an up and down straight draw here now. Tony, a king, an ace or a nine.
It's a deuce! Deuce!
Or a seven. Oh!
Yes! He's got the jack! Hooray!
The whole complexion changes in a moment. Rolf, a big enough man to apologise for drawing that jack, knowing that Tony had him beaten. And Tony, absolutely stunned. The poker heavyweight, hit by a rabbit punch.
Tony still had something like 13 outs to hit on the end, but he didn't hit any of them. And really, as you say, that has changed everything.
bearing in mind the relative levels of experience of these two. £1.2 million worth of chips in the pot. What would be a split of the pot in which you would say they were 50-50 chances?
If Tony gets back to a position where he's got anything close to 400,000. But right now, Rolf is a very decent favourite.
And Rolf pulls another hand. Look at that, ace-king suited.
Raised to
This
60,000.
is desperately unlucky for Tony. This is the kind of hand that he could all day long, he's going to raise on the button, he's going to take pots over and over again against a player like Rolf. But Rolf has picked up a massive hand at exactly the right time. And the only good news for Tony, if Tony decides to play this, is that he does have a decent chance because Rolf doesn't actually have a pair. Tony might decide that he needs to gamble, or he might decide he's still got enough chips to play his way back into the game. It's a difficult decision for him. He knows that he'll have 520,000 chips if he plays this pot and wins. If he puts it down, he's going to have around about 200,000. It's going to be very difficult for him, but he knows he's behind as well, and it's very, very hard to call all in when you know you're losing. Yep.
Thomas.
And the fold takes him down to 210,000. And Rolf just short of the million chips.